Brother Nader, it's great to have you.
Pleasure
Ian
to be here.
Schaefer reached out, said you got to come on.
Ian's
So
a
I want to
madman.
thank Ian.
Yeah,
You
Ian,
know,
you're a madman, Ian. Love you,
I'll go
bro.
a long way back with Ian as well. And, you know, there's crossovers. Like, you know, Ian was talking about, you know, how he came up in the streets and he had to fight his way
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
streets. What I love about you guys is this. Yous have seen it all.
yeah.
And yous have come out the other end. And I don't know if you know Fidel. Fidel's in the Gold Coast now. He's
Yes,
helping
yeah,
a
of
lot of
course we know
boxers
Fidel,
there.
yes. He's a good
Fidel's
man.
a good mate of
Good
mine.
man.
Pete Meneses.
Good people.
I'll tell you what you've got in common, and I've never seen people like you guys look after young kids as well as boxers of the past. And I think you understand the streets the most and understand how bad it is and understand just how lucky you have to be to come out of it.
Yeah.
Because if you look at your life, it was probably a 50-50 proposition that you were going to be alive.
Everyone
know,
gave me till 20. Everyone thought
maybe
I'd be
less.
dead by 20.
100%.
All doing life in jail. That was all said.
Yeah. So, and let me ask you a question. How many people do you think didn't make it out?
Many.
Was there a bigger percentage, like 80%, 70%?
I know many guys that just couldn't get out, man.
Yeah.
Whether they're a junkie now or they're in a jail somewhere or they're dead. Yeah, I know many guys in that dead, gone, in jail.
Now, turning back the clock, 59 fights,
Yeah.
44 wins,
60 fights, I think.
60 fights,
Yeah.
60 fights, 44, 45
45
wins,
wins, something like that.
14,
I'm not counting.
yeah, not counting, but what a career, right?
Yeah, it's an adventure.
You were
man.
ranked number 2 to Oscar De La
Yeah,
Hoya.
yeah,
You were 32-0.
yeah.
What was going through your mind at that point?
We're just trying to get that fight, man. I went to Japan. This is the closest I got to getting that fight. I went to Japan to fight a guy there that was top 10 as well. It was supposed to happen. We punched on. I beat him. He was 6'3", Japanese fighter. He was a freak for that weight division. He was huge. You know, I bashed him from ring post to ring post. I won. You can't win in overseas unless you really win, especially on points. So I beat this Japanese fighter. Supposed to get the world title fight next. Nothing happens for me. He, to his credit, Nader Hamdan, his name was, he gets a WBA world title shot 2 fights later, wins it, becomes world champion.
Wow.
I'm pretty much just stuck.
What was going through your mind at that time? Like, were you thinking the
hated-
politics? Were you thinking
Hated boxing, man.
you hated boxing?
Hated boxing, bro. I just got disillusioned with it all, and just that's it. It was what it is, you know. Just got to just roll. I don't know. What do you say, man? Just have to roll the punches.
Yeah.
But it was ugly.
Let's go back right to the beginning because we've only got an hour.
Yeah,
right?
go for it.
Let's go back to the beginning. You know what's funny? I think you're a few years older than me, but I remember the Marrickville Legends. I was at James Cook Boys High.
I've never heard of him.
We used to make fun, right?
Yeah,
like me and my mates,
yeah.
my Lebanese mates.
Yes.
And we used to, because we had mates from Marrickville. We would have bashed you guys, but we never got,
No.
we never did, right?
No, thank God.
But we used to make fun of them, and it's funny because, like you know, Muhammad Tamir and Ali Hassan and all
Yes.
that, and you were a formidable opponent,
Yeah.
right? And you know, I was listening to your podcast on Catch
Killers, yes.
Killers podcast, and you said a story on there where you were just, you know, a normal student at school.
Yeah.
Until someone came after you. That was the biggest change. Tell us what happened there, or talk us through it.
Well, I don't know what I say. Man, I was walking my uncle's dog one day, and then these guys just jumped me, and it was just pretty much got pulled across the head. I still got this scar. Stitches that got broke my head. I copped that. Then there was a whole bunch of stuff where I had a guy lived in my street bullying me. It's pretty much obvious all that all together. I just cracked it one day, man. It was about 15, almost, and just lost myself. Just something happened, and I just turned into a devil, man.
Yeah. When I heard that interview, you talk about you never went after innocent people. It was always other gangs.
We punch on everyone, anything, gangs, whatever. Yeah, it was a lot of that time, 1990. There was gangs in every suburb.
Yeah.
There was gangs in every shopping centre. There's gangs at every railway station. There's gangs in the city. It was, you know, all I had to do was get on a train to fight. You get on a train, you punch on. That's every time, you know what I mean? So
it was always on.
And the Mets Analin,
Yeah.
like from Bankstown down to Marrickville up to the city, takes you all the way from Redfern to the city. You're always gonna get a brawl there, man. So it was easy.
And obviously you're of Lebanese heritage. Was it against other Lebanese gangs
Mate,
as well?
No.
Really?
I'm like Syrian Lebanese background, but
Yeah.
Australian born, but I was against anyone, but
Anyone?
it didn't really matter. Like
Yeah.
but the most of the like we used to say the Polynesian boys up at Bellwood, then there was other guys up at in the city was just mixed, white boys,
Mm.
Aussie boys and that. But like we whatever happened, man.
Yeah.
Every area had their gangs, and there was not short of a fight.
Yeah.
There was never punch on. You can punch on a couple times a day.
Couple of times a day.
Yeah. Too easy.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
For how long did that go for?
For about a year, man. Went stupid for about
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
For about a year, went stupid. It had to end
It had to end. Yeah.
because you couldn't keep living that way.
Yeah.
Couldn't keep like living that way and getting away with it.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
had to give.
So when you'd come home, like, would your parents ever see you like?
Nah, man,
No?
your parents don't see.
Yeah.
It's like a thing where you just
You-
turn into a different person,
Mm.
or you come home, you just go straight to your room,
Yeah.
or you come home if you do come home. Sometimes I didn't come home.
Yeah.
So
And back then there was no mobile, so where do you say to your gang, we're going to meet
everyone
here?
knew. Everyone knew there was the Marvel Legends Park, which
Yeah.
was behind the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Or there was Glen Street.
Mm.
Glen Street's just a known street in Marvel back in the day. It was a no-go zone for police. At one time, it was actually it had a big write-up about it one
Yeah.
time. So police come in with TRG, Tactical Response Group, one time, and it was on. It was not good.
Well, even with them.
It was on. It was on that
Yeah.
particular day. So it was interesting day.
Wow. So fast forward, obviously, because I want to get a bit more into your boxing career,
Yes,
but
no.
fast forward, you spend a bit of time in juvenile detention.
Yeah, I messed up, man. I got into the crime, robbing, arm robs. Then I'd punch on with coppers. I robbed a copper, took his gun off him when he pulled it out of my best mate, hammered him because he pulled like we were in a stolen car.
Yeah.
On a freeway, the cop and we got stopped. The cop pulled out his gun at my best mate, pulled it out, pointed at him. I don't know. I'm a 16-year-old nutter.
Mm.
I've ran over, smashed this guy in the jaw. He dropped his gun into my hand. I shit myself, threw the gun away because I'd never held a gun before in my life.
Yeah.
And then cops just running from everywhere. And I think lucky I did throw the gun away, otherwise they would have shot me,
Yeah.
from what I understand. So yeah,
They would have 100% shot you.
yeah. So I threw it. They all jumped on me, and yeah, we pretty much that was the end. That was the end for long. That was the end of it.
If you think about it, like in today's day and age,
Mm.
anything like that occurs, that's
Yeah, well, I was
you're
just
instantly gone, right?
pretty much, man. Like, from what I know, if you you got a gun in your hand.
Does that still exist? Those types of gang fights
There's
or
some shit
gangs?
happening. There's some shit going on now, but it's more drug.
Yeah.
Some more drugs related, I say, these days.
Yeah.
And it's sad because drugs destroys people.
Mm.
So it's all about more money.
Mm.
Really, like back then it was like every area had their group, or it was race based.
Mm.
But some weren't. Like Marvel Legends were mixed.
Yeah.
Everyone was, Lebanese, Polynesians, Asians, Greeks, Europeans, Aussie boys. We had everything. It was a mixed thing. It wasn't like we were racially based. No, where some certain boys were down Bellwood, it was Polynesian boys.
Mm.
Other areas were Macedonians, maybe Australian boys, Aboriginal boys down Redfern.
Yeah.
In the city was mixed. So our Bankstown and Punchbowl boys were Lebanese. So yeah, but we had a mix. We were
Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
It was a huge mix, but all the boys stuck together.
yeah, everyone
eh?
grew in Marvel.
Like that.
We were pretty solid, man.
Yeah.
Different faiths, different everything. No one really each to their own. You know what I mean?
Do you still talk to many other boys from
I
back in those
I
days?
talked. The funny thing is because of my boxing career.
Yeah.
Everyone
Supported you.
supported me. And I'd see guys at my fights that I haven't seen since school time.
Mm.
I left school against my will. I was doing a year 11 school exam,
Mm.
and the police surrounded the school hall, came in on me. My head was down doing my exam. I
Mm.
looked up and these 3-4 coppers surrounded me, took me away.
Wow.
That was my last day of school. So
And that's when you went to juvenile.
that's pretty much it was my first trip to juvenile.
Our first trip.
Yeah, my first trip.
How many?
I only went twice.
Twice.
I got out, then I pretty much lost the plot when I got out.
Yeah.
I wasn't out for long.
Yeah.
I got out. I got bail.
How old were you then?
I was 15, 16. I got out at bail court. I got out at Bajura court on bail. There was a hottie outside waiting to pick me up, a hot car,
Mm.
a stolen car. Jumped in the car from court, stolen car outside, right behind a cop car, and jumped in that left. You know what I mean? So that was our mentality back then. We had just, it was just like we didn't,
Didn't care.
silly, just
Yeah.
just out of control young kids, man.
Yeah.
It was like
That was normality.
Normal. It was normal for us.
Yeah.
It was just one of these things we just lived it.
Yeah.
I was just just happened, bro. Like at 14, I was a quiet kid.
Yeah.
At 13, 12, I was bullied.
Wow.
Then at 15, 16, I just pretty much cracked. I had enough of being bullied. Had enough of this pipe that
Yeah.
I copped across the back of the head, and that was it. That's it. I pretty much turned into a monster after that.
Wow.
So I still got the maps.
Do you still feel like do you still vision that and feel what that was like back then now?
If I bring it up, if I bring it up, I remember it. Yeah, I remember it well because I had blood pouring down my head,
Yes.
down my back. Everything I was blood. I was
Wow.
all blood. Because I got copped a metal tap across the back of the head.
Jeez.
And that pretty much changed my life after that.
Yeah.
That pretty much changed.
If you look at those chain of events, then you're going into boxing. Like obviously, like in the Muslim faith, you believe everything happens for a reason. It almost took you down that road to bring you now to.
Bro, for me, it was that or for everyone said I'll be dead by 20 or in jail for life. So when I was in a boys' home for doing 3 years as a kid, and that's a long time for a kid because people don't get murdered for 3 years for murder these days. I'm a 16-year-old. I messed up, yes. I think they threw the book at me to scare the rest of the crew, which pretty much everyone just pretty much backed off right after that. So me and my partner in crime, we copped it as far as time goes. I'm in juvenile and I'm thinking, what the hell, and I come across a Jeff Fennick book, and like Jeff Fennick lived down next block of units where I live. So read this thing and and I still like fighting. My thing on the streets was fighting. I was known to be a really solid street fighter back in the day. So I thought I'd try this boxing, but man, it was a different game. I went down, I started doing the right thing at boys' homes. Boys' homes is interesting, man. Boys' homes like your workers there. If we had a company of 30, 40 boys in the company, as in we're not by ourselves, you're in a big dormitory, 30, 40 boys from all the walks of life. So basically, once you know how it is, man. You work your way up the ladder, respect-wise, and and you do the right thing. You get rewarded. So say I wanted to start boxing. I want to get down to PCYC, do this kind of stuff. The workers told me, listen, Nat, you want to do 1, 2, 3? We want you to just tell the boys settle down, make it look good for us, make the shit run smooth. You know what I mean? So there was a group of about 6, 7 of us boys up top. Like we're solid boys, and look after the place. And we'll take you guys down. There was a Sizzlers down the bottom of Carryong Hill, or there was a Pizza Hut down there, or there was cinemas down Gosford. Boys, do the right thing. We'll take you out for cinema day So do the right thing. So basically, 30, 40 boys. We'll bring them in a TV room. Boys, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone fucking up for us, it's not gonna be good for you. And so that's how, once you make the system work for you, make it work for you, bro. You know what I mean? So I done stuff in the boys' homes I never would have done in my life. I went whitewater rafting.
Yeah, wow.
I done my scuba diving license when I was there.
Yeah.
I got my driver's license when I was there. I climbed the Three Sisters, Blue Mountains.
Yeah.
I think back then you were allowed to climb them. Now you're not. I climbed the Three Sisters. If you go, there's a metal box there with book in it. I wrote my name in there.
Wow.
Back then, I wrote future boxing champion.
Jeez.
If it's up there, good luck find it. But there was a metal box there back then. That's what I wrote back then. That was 1992, way before boxing for me. But yeah, that's what I mean. I made it work for me. I done a thing called the Duke of Edinburgh Award. Where you.
What's that?
The Duke of Edinburgh was a thing full of adventures where you just out there, you can camp, climb mountains, abseil. We done a lot of abseiling in there.
Wow.
Abseiling.
So you would have never done that if you didn't.
I've never done it in my life, so I pretty much made the place work for me. And I messed up, yes I did. But then I also, I kind of learned how to
make things work.
Make things work and turn shit around. And I've done things I've never done before. Like I said, I've been down in a cave in the Central Coast in the ocean with 6 grey nurse sharks, man. We didn't realise they were there, but they were there. Because the instructor guys, he pointed, everyone started shitting themselves.
Fuck.
But yeah, they don't go near unless you start playing around. But yeah, I was in it. We scuba dived. Like I went down 125 feet.
Jeez.
I would never got to do that. I would never climbed the Blue Mountains, the Three Sisters. I would never climbed the Three Sisters. Got to the top, wrote in the book that's in the metal box up there somewhere. So all this kind of stuff I would never done. You know what I mean?
So you write your future world champ, and you get very, very close.
Okay, yeah.
So that brings me back to this question then.
Yes.
How important is it to write down your goals and visualize your goals? Because boxing,
Yeah.
even before your fights, right?
Yeah.
Like you were 32-0. Would you go, okay, I've done my work. I'm visualizing exactly how this
Yeah.
fight's
Yeah.
is gonna end
It's a
up,
lot of-
how it's gonna work. How much of that do
That's big.
boxers
Yeah,
do?
a lot. When you're jogging on your own,
Yeah.
when you're doing road work, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Think about how the fight's gonna go, what you're gonna do, different situations, how you're gonna deal with it. It's all just part of the. It's all
Mm.
part of that upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So visualization's a massive part.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of lonely hours when you're doing
A
an
lot.
8-week,
Boxing's a
12-week camp.
Boxing's a lonely sport. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boxing is a very lonely sport. It's you and your trainer, but then you're on your own a lot because you do your road work on your own, sprints, hills, stairs, whatever, swimming, all the stuff you do on your own. You know what I mean? Strength work I used to do on my own if I had to, or we do it in the gym with the boys. You know what I mean? But in the gym it's a boxing. Boxing in the gym with other boys. All the other stuff you're on your own.
So you come from the Marrickville Legends where you're working in a group.
Yep.
Boxing is
1-on-1.
one-on-one.
Yeah.
What's it like walking into the ring? Like every fight, are you walking in the ring nervous? Are you walking in the ring
I was one of those guys that my stomach would be like, what do they call it, butterflies?
turning?
Badly, man. I
Butterflies.
used to be like, yeah, every fight, and I never got used to it, bro. Even though I had 60 fights, it just sometimes just got worse.
Yeah.
Just the way it is, man.
Was the camp better than the walk out to the ring?
I don't know. It's all great.
Yeah.
I love it all. I
Yeah.
miss it. I do miss it, but I've done it. That's it. I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, I had Rennie Mature on the show, and I had Jim Dimmick on the show,
Yes.
and we are just talking about the transition from high level sports to the real world.
Yeah.
How hard is it transitioning back into the real world? Because you had to come out of juvenile
Yeah.
and then you went straight into boxing. You kind of knew what you wanted to
Yeah,
do. I mean,
yes.
that's a tough transition because how many people go back in? A lot.
80-90% of the boys
Go back in.
I've done stuff at boys' homes and I've spoken to the boys about that part's the hardest part for when they go back in, when they go back out, and they're old friends. I stood up to everyone. I stood and I said goodbye to everyone. I'm chasing a dream, and everyone resented me for it at the start, but then everyone jumped back on board and respected and loved it. So I'll get that across to the guys over, because that's the biggest challenge is when you go back to your old hood, being strong enough to say get lost. You know what I mean? I want to chase something. You know, where my guys, they supported it. They go. Some people are angry, but most guys supported it. They go for it, man, and they backed me. So I was lucky that way.
Yeah, and you know, like after boxing, when you knew it was your last fight,
it was tough.
what was that like?
It's tough.
Tough.
Yeah, it was my last fight for a while. I couldn't stop. But in the end, I just started losing the guys I shouldn't have never lost to. So you kind of know, man, that's it, shit.
How many times did you sort of retire? Because like boxers don't retire once.
Yeah, no, many times. I retired many times. Every time I lost, I want to retire. But
Yeah.
you know, when you're on your own, shit, you know, and then also it's all you've known. It's all I've known since I got out. You know, I went from school to boys' home to out into boxing. So
that was more than half your life, really.
20 years of my life is boxing.
20 years.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I was reading about your son Haas, and obviously he was hiding it from you at the start.
Yeah.
He was hiding it from you because it's the last thing you wanted him to do to go into boxing.
Man, just boxing is a lot of, as great as it is, it has so much negative.
Bullshit.
So much bullshit, man. So much negative, so much things that can really destroy you. And I don't want Haas to experience this shit or see this shit. It's ugly, man. But and yeah, he did. You know, so I got two boys now. One's had 2 amateur fights. Haas is Australian boxing champion, professional with 8-0, I think. You know, he's looking at fighting again soon. So, you know, I'm supporting him. He's you know, obviously I was against it, but man, he loves it. What can I do? You know, my other two, he got away with it. My other two are doing uni. As long as they're doing they're in uni. They're studying. My middleman's had 2 amateur fights. My younger one's still playing the football, but football in this country is very political.
Political as well.
So he's kind of now he's 18, 19, 20. He's playing Premier League 1. We can't find he's a former Joey, and we can't even find him a club. So I'm hoping he doesn't. Dad, I want to box now. So I was telling him stick to uni, man.
Yeah,
that's where you're gonna get most.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Like, you know, what you had to go through.
It's tough,
right? And you also understand that if you look at most boxers, and I was talking to Fidel about this, he said the best boxers come from the streets.
Yeah.
He said the ones that have had an easier life will find it hard when it gets really hard.
Yeah.
He said the biggest percentage come from the streets.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's different when you're the father and you've been through it all.
Yes.
You could be in their ear and explain to them exactly what
I'll help
happens.
'em, I'll help 'em.
When they go in the ring, as opposed to when you used to walk in with the butterflies.
Yeah.
How is it for you when they're going in?
It's worse.
Yeah, worse.
Yeah.
Because you can control
It's
you.
worse.
You can't control them.
No, I can't control it. Yeah, it's juggling. I'm in the corner of Hassel Ali. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
But I got to be there for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And now you've got another two that want to.
Hassan Ali, and my younger one, Mohammed. Yeah, he hasn't hit me up.
So you got your hands full.
He hasn't hit me up yet, but I've put him on the pads a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he's the puncher out of the three of them. So,
Is he? Yeah.
So, oh man.
Wow. And obviously, you know, being 50 years old, Jeff looking after your boys who kind of looked after you. He's not doing the best. So after this, you're going to see obviously Johnny Lewis.
John Lewis, my first trainer.
Yeah, your first trainer.
Yeah, I love the guy. He's a beautiful man.
What kind of advice do they give your son that was kind of different to you? Do you see the differences or is it the same?
Very similar, very similar.
Yeah.
As far as Huss goes, Huss is a lot different boxer to me. He's a lot smarter, a lot more technical. He's just a lot more different to me as a boxer. I was just a walk-up fighter.
You're Lionheart, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you got that for a reason.
Yeah, I started being involved in these fights that were 12 round. I fought 12 rounds 30 times.
Wow.
Because I had bad left shoulder and broken right hand early in my career.
Yeah.
So that's my knockout ratio went from down.
Yeah.
So, and I used to be involved in a lot of toe-to-toe type brawls.
Yeah.
Which the crowd is great. I miss that part of everything because you be and you hear the crowd chanting your name going off. There's nothing like it. It's pretty nice, man.
Yeah.
It's a buzz.
Yeah. You've done the Contender, right?
Yeah, that was the end of my career.
Yeah, that was in the. That was Garfield was in that.
Yeah. That was
Junior Talapow.
Yes, some good boys in there.
Some
man.
great.
It was fun. It was fun. It was but I'm not a 4-round fighter, man.
Yeah.
I've been doing 12 rounds since 1997.
Yeah.
When you're either a sprinter or a long distance runner, I'm a long distance runner.
Yeah.
Definitely not a sprinter.
What made you go on the show? Was
Man,
it Jeff?
I was in my clock at that time, but it was in my. I was finished. I hadn't mind my career. Had nothing happened.
2008, right?
Yeah, it was like the last couple years of my career, and I don't know, man. It was there 2008. Was it then? Was it? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was no, actually. It was around that time.
Yeah.
It was around that time.
Yeah, it was around 2.8, 2.10, something like that. But
no, 2009.
There you go. Yeah. So
2009.
There you go. Yeah. So I was doing nothing, and they asked me.
Yeah.
Okay. I had nothing going. I go, what's going on with this thing? They go, you're in a place with the boys, and so I thought, let's have some fun. Let's go in there.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? Nothing going on for me.
It was $250,000 prize.
Yeah.
Were you going for that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I knew early that I'm not a sprinter. This is for a young guy that gets hard, goes hard. I'm a stayer.
Yeah.
You know, I've done 12 rounds 30 times.
Yeah.
I can't, and I've got injuries. I'm not gonna knock no one out.
Yeah.
I'm a stayer. So, I go, you know what? I've got to do something to make it interesting. And everyone was getting on too well.
Yeah.
So I started playing. if you watch it, I played the villain.
Yeah.
I was joining everyone. I was just arguing with Junior Talapow and Les Papa were the two Australian champions in the house. I was the two best guys there. So I pretty much started picking on them. It was fun. It made for good TV.
Yeah.
Les didn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, boys, this shit no one's gonna watch this shit, man. It's too boring. Everyone getting on too well.
Yeah.
I go, you and you are the Australian. I'm gonna start putting shit on you.
Yeah.
Come at me.
Yeah.
Junior's like, yeah. You know what I mean? Les was like, get lost, man. I go, bro, you're gonna cop it. That's it.
Yeah.
So and it's on. That's it. It started. You know, we started doing all this shit, and it was hilarious. And I guess they liked it.
Yeah.
But and it worked.
But you know, like to promote fights, right?
That's all
you have to be out there, right? Because
pretty much.
if there's two fighters and one's much better, this guy that's outspoken is going to get more eyeballs watching.
100%.
The promoters are going to go, well, there's more people watching him.
Yeah.
He's got more of a following.
Because of that talking up shit. When I got out of the thing, I had someone challenge me. His name was Daniel Pawsey. He was number 8 WBO at the time. So my thing was, that thing kind of helped me resurrect my career.
Yeah.
I got out. This guy challenged me straight away. He's got a number 8 world rating. Yes, beautiful. That's the next best thing that could have happened for me.
Yeah.
That was the plan. So you know, and I took him in the deep water. I took his title off him.
Yeah.
I'm a 12 round fighter, but I took him in there and hammer it and beat him over 12 rounds. Thank you very much. Took his world rating. I'm doing a barbecue, weighing about 86, 87 kilos. I get a phone call from Angela Harder, who was my boxing agent.
Yeah.
Nader, what are you doing? I'm doing barbecue. What are you weighing? 86. Can you make 76 by Friday? This is Sunday.
Fuck.
Yeah, this is Sunday. Can you make 76 by Friday or Saturday? Yeah, man. Well, depends what age. What's going on,
Yeah.
bro? Guess me, WBO world title. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious, man?
Was that against the German?
Yeah, the German, the Russian German.
Russian German, yeah.
You know, I only had one world title fight before, and I was against Robert Steglitz. Yeah,
Steglitz, yeah.
I only had one world title fight before, and I was against Anthony Mundine here in Sydney.
Yeah.
And this is like from nowhere. I go, yeah, H, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Fuck yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Tell him they got it, bro. 100%. What's it? So, you know, he goes, man, and, you know, it was decent.
Was that here or
Nah,
overseas?
man, come on, it's Russia. I had to go to Germany.
But within 1 week?
I was on, yeah, what happened was I rang on my trainer.
Yeah.
I go, Mick, listen, what are you doing tomorrow, bro?
Mick Hackaway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing this weekend. He goes, we'll go for a coffee. I go, yeah, definitely, bro. We'll do it in Berlin. He goes, what? he goes, what? He goes, what? I go, bro, just offered me a title for me. I said, yeah, you're going to come or not? He goes, you know, we're going. He goes, well, where are you? I go, bro, I got about 10 kilos to lose. He goes, and I've done it before. I've done 10 kilos in 3 days.
Yeah, wow.
I don't give a shit, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just like that. And we got on the plane, and by Thursday, we got on the plane, and we're there, and I made the weight no problem, because when I'm away from home, when you're away from all the great food at home, the wife's cooking and all the restaurants everywhere say, you make your weight, you know, you head down.
Yeah.
I made my weight 76, and we're punching for 12 rounds with the world champion.
Wow.
We went 12 rounds. I think they were expecting them to get rid of me early.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So we done 12 rounds. It was a great fight, and they got me, man, points. I could take that on the chin with respect.
Do you feel like if you had more time to prepare, the things could have been different?
No, same, whatever.
You wouldn't have even got the opportunity, eh?
Whether I had 8 weeks, it was.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my thinking is.
Yeah.
I had 8 weeks. I had 8 weeks for the chalk fight.
Yeah.
I lost some points.
Yeah.
Had 1 week for this one. Lost some points.
That Chalk fight
Yeah.
went 12 rounds. That was pretty much when Chalk was at his peak.
That was him at his peak.
At his peak.
Yeah, he'd beaten Danny, ran like really.
Yeah.
He had knocked out Samson. He was on a good roll,
Yeah.
man. And we put on a great fight for the
I
crowd.
remember it was a great
going,
fight, man.
The crowd was going nuts. I'll never forget that crowd at the
Yeah.
entertainment center. 10, 12,000 people stocked in a nice auditorium. And
Yeah.
Great.
But the
energy.
camaraderie was unbelievable between you and Anthony at the end too.
Man, we punched on. We punched on for 12 rounds, gave each other our best.
Yeah.
And we all grew up and around the same area, so everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
So a lot of respect, you know, as far as everyone inside and outside the ring as well, and the crowd. A lot of respect from both sides.
I've always loved Anthony. Like I think his just what he done in rugby league and boxing, just to
unbelievable,
leave, you know.
phenomenal.
And I think he gets a lot of the wrong press. I honestly do.
Yeah.
You know, like he
sold
speaks
it.
his mind,
He
man.
sold it. That's how he wanted it. He
Yeah.
sold it and made him a lot of money. Good on him, man. That's how he did it. So, and he done it his way. So
Yeah.
it worked for him. So good on him, man.
He's got a lot of detractors, but the reality is that Anthony's one of those guys that doesn't care to speak his mind. And, you know, a lot of times I think it gets taken out of context. But if you think about it, how many tickets does he sell?
He's quiet now. Has he been saying much? Besides hearing the rugby league stuff about the Curry boys.
I think he said something about Latrell.
Yeah,
But look,
yeah.
I think
He's a
I think there was a
He's a community leader. He's a community leader for sure for his Aboriginal
he
people.
is, man.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
You gotta be, especially.
And look, if when you're a community leader for any group,
Yeah,
there's always one side that's not going to like it anyway.
definitely. 100%,
Always.
100%.
So every time you go out and support someone, someone's not going to like you because there's always some.
You can't.
Not everyone's going to play.
You can't please everyone. Like I do a lot of mentoring at schools.
Yeah.
And I do at boys' homes, or I might even do it in the street. And people just, you know, you got your people that love you for it, but then you got people that just jealousy, man.
Yeah.
It's jealousy in the end.
Yeah.
You know, so people kind of, and you know, I'm doing something I love, I enjoy. So
Yeah, but you're giving back to the community
that's
and
what
the
it
young
is too.
kids
Yeah,
not
that's
to
what
go
it is.
through.
I lived it. So I'm just trying to pass on my shit where to the guys. Listen, boys, I went down this path. This is where it's gonna take you. This is what I experienced. If this is the life you want, go for it. Have a go. Or we can do other, you know, different paths. You know, so and I explain that part to them.
You've said before that you know, a big thing that you want your kids to do is finish school, go to uni.
Yeah.
How important is education?
well,
Like, obviously,
Very important.
yeah.
Like I know obviously I took it for granted and I messed up, and I'm lucky. I'm blessed with kind of boxing kind of turning my life around. Kind of I've been able to use my story and move forward and make some right moves and contacts and doing what I'm doing now. Things I love, like working at schools,
Yep.
working at boys' homes with the guys that like myself, helping them make the right decisions. You know, make the right choices. So it's important.
When you go talk at like boys' homes, juvenile schools,
Yes,
is there kids that come up to you and say, oh, I want to box?
definitely.
How many?
Not many.
Not many.
Not many, but they do.
What's your advice to them? Different to your kids?
No. Tell them, bro. When you get out, get in. If you don't know where to go, get in touch. I mean, social media is awesome. Everyone can get in touch with everyone there.
Yeah.
Get in touch. Remind me, and I'll put you in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's too easy.
Yeah. And combat sports helps a lot of kids, helps a lot of people.
100%.
Whether you take it seriously or you do it
Any
for
sport,
exercise, right?
any sport. Rugby league helps a lot of people. Football, any sport.
Yeah. But doing combat sports, it seems to give a lot of people confidence.
Yeah.
Not to use it. Like my daughter done a little bit of with Fidel. I didn't want her to do any, and I just watched the spar. But you know, when I watched her, you know, at least learn.
Yes.
Her confidence levels were much better,
100%.
much higher. You don't have to do it and jump in the ring.
No.
You can do it for fitness and to feel better. But it does so much for your confidence too, right?
I think, you know, right now mental health is a big thing, right? In the world, in Australia especially. It's training. For me, training is the best thing for my mental health. I train for my mental health.
Yeah.
I've always, people want to give you drugs and put you on drugs, or you know, people that take drugs, or they give you medication to kind of see. Training is the best drug.
Yeah.
Training is the best thing for mental health. I'm having a shit day. I go to the gym and train. I feel I'm gone after training. I just want to sit back, lie down, and I feel good. Yeah. After training, how good's the feeling after training?
Oh, big time.
It's a great feeling, yeah. It's like a drug without taking drugs.
I had a workout this morning,
How good is it?
And well, it puts me in the right frame of mind.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I got off the aeroplane Thursday night from Germany.
Yep.
And I'm still not. Because
the whole
when I was there, I was just so focused on work.
Yes.
Being at the biggest expo, but it's probably like, you know, when you finish a fight, it's like for 3-4 days. What is it like?
You fly back. You
fly back, and what's it like?
Yeah, you just gotta relax at home, man.
Yeah.
Get back that time difference, and just.
You know, when you finish a fight.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question: you're on such a high.
Yeah.
And the fight's over.
Yeah. How
do you overcome this like massive high to this?
Well, it's tough. It is tough, man. I'm lucky. I got a great family around me. My wife, she's my best friend, and my boys have just really kept it real for me. So I'm pretty grounded. I'm grounded that way. Yeah. I enjoy eating, bro.
Yeah.
I enjoy
love
eating.
I
enjoy eating. Like,
the Lebanese food's bad. Syrian,
and
Lebanese, Middle Eastern.
The whole
Middle Eastern food's unbelievable.
Yeah, and like we live in an area where there's you want an Italian restaurant, you get Italian. You know what I mean? Joey at Castello's. You know what I mean? Or if I want to go Lebanese, I go to Landis. You know what I mean? If I want to go whatever, I can go.
Which area do you live in now?
I'm at Kingsgrove. So I got Brighton Sands down the road, or I've got the other guy on the other side. So it's just, you know, you can get any background restaurant you want. You know what I mean? If I feel like Greek, if I like Asian food, it's a great time in Brighton. Yeah. There's great Lebo food at Brighton, at Atlantis, and so I was there last night again. So love the place.
So you don't put on much weight. So what kind of training do you do now for yourself?
Now I walk. I haven't ran. I want to run.
Yeah.
I try and run.
Yeah.
But I can't be what, because my mentality is if I'm running, I'm getting ready for a fight.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just can't run anymore.
Yeah.
But I still try.
Yeah.
But I walk every day.
Yeah.
Me and Mrs. walk every day, 5-6K. I try and do weights 4 or 5 days a week. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's a challenge, you know what I mean? Doing weights is a challenge. So.
Yeah, it is. And do you still follow boxing? Do you still like with what's happening? Look at the fight yesterday with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney.
Yeah, like the big fights. Yeah, that was a great fight. Wow, what a fight,
What did you
man!
think of that fight, bro?
Wow, man, Garcia. Look at that.
There's no before the fight.
He bluffed everyone.
He did, eh?
He fooled everyone. How good is that, bro? Everyone thought he's a nut. Everyone thought he's a madman coming into the fight. And I thought, man, where's talking about mental health, how big mental health, how big it is in this country. Where's this guy's people? But it's all part of the game, man.
But he if you look at how many people he fooled some of the smartest people.
Everyone, good on him. What a beast! I love it.
Man, I was listening to a lot of the commentators. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Patrick Bet-David, I remember he had him on his podcast and he said, I rang Ryan Garcia, I told him to fly under the radar. He didn't fly under the radar at all at any time, even at the weigh-in.
Yep.
His dad reckons he was drinking
Beer.
some cider.
It was a
He
beer.
said
was it?
beer, but his dad goes, he had everyone fooled. He was drinking cider.
100%.
There's no way he could have been drinking beer, right?
100%. It was like funny. I've read a thing from Tim Zoo this morning.
Yeah, what did
And
he
he
say?
said, if he's drinking beer, I'm going to start drinking beer myself. I thought it was hilarious.
Because Devin Haney is no slouch.
He's a great boxer, man. He's a great boxer.
Yeah.
You know? Wow. So, yeah, but just power.
Yeah.
Power can change things.
Look, okay, let me ask you this question. It's not easy to act like that and to bluff everyone and to win, right? How hard is it to do that in itself?
Oh, mate, talking it up and being acting the tough guy and acting the fool is funny, I mean, you can do it, you know, but, it can take, like, look at Chuck Mundine, done it perfectly here. Look at he played the bad guy.
Yeah.
The guy's a very humble, quiet guy.
He is.
It's an unassuming guy if you knew him personally.
Yeah.
But in front of the camera, he turns into a monster.
Yeah.
So, hey, it works.
It works.
It does work, you know what I mean?
But now Ryan Garcia becomes the prize fighter.
Garcia,
like everyone's chasing.
Yeah, everyone's chasing him now. He'll probably get a rematch. They'll make it at that weight now because he, I think, came in couple kilo.
Well, he said he can't get down to that weight. He said he struggles to get down to the weight. He said it's got to be a catch weight. Oscar De La Hoya said it's got to be a catch weight.
A kilo between them.
Yeah, about a kilo. Does that make a big difference? Does it?
Doesn't sound like much, but when the guy's
depleted,
when the guy's coming up in weight, and the guy it does make a difference.
Does it?
Takes your power away. It's enough to take your knockout power away.
Yeah, and especially if you're like that fight was 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Look, Devin Haney done unbelievably well.
Yeah.
To get knocked out that many times and to finish the fight.
I mean, he finished it on his feet, man. Wow, because you don't know where you are, man. Once I've been knocked down, like you're not gonna you get knocked down once. It's hard enough. You get knocked down twice, 3-4 times.
Yeah.
Wow, it must be numbing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that feels like.
I mean, they were saying like Eddie Hearn said, it shows you just how. He goes, he didn't fight a great fight, but it shows you just how determined and the heart that he's got.
It's called heart. Also the work you put in.
Yeah.
Like there's been fights I've been involved in. I've been brought. I don't remember, but I know I've done the hard work. Made me finish the fight.
Yeah.
You get hit with shots, and I've won them, but I don't know how I won them. Yeah. That's boxing, bro.
What are the body shots compared to the head shots?
Bro,
like the body shots look.
Body shots, I think, hurt more than head shots.
Yeah.
Personally, I've hurt some guys to the body, and you hear a weird noise come out of them, bro. Because you're in there close to them, you hit them with a nice shot to the body, and you hear this weird noise come out of them. So and they drop.
Yeah.
And then and if they do get up, that's it, man. You go back there.
Yeah.
And their hands have dropped because they don't want to get hit in the body again. So you go head. You go head first. Their hands go up and you go back down. That's it. Headshots. You recover. I've been dropped many times with headshots. I get up and I get on with it, and I can win a fight.
Yeah.
But with it, thankfully, I've never been hurt. Never been hurt with a body shot.
Yeah.
But with Alpha, Abraham fought him. He was 7-0, 17 knockouts, knocking everyone out. We punched on for 12 rounds in Germany, and he was hitting hits to the body. I never felt nothing like that in my life, bro. I was sore for 2 weeks after that. Usually I'm sore for 4 days. I was sore for 2 weeks, my ribs, my body.
2 weeks?
Man, because this guy was like just pounding, bro.
Yeah.
And he can hit like a tank. He's an Armenian guy.
Yeah.
And we punched on for 12 rounds. They stopped it with 15 to 12, 30 seconds left in round 12 just to make sure he won.
Yeah.
But we punched on for 12 rounds. This guy bangs. He was knocking guys out cold. So, and I never felt... That's one fight. That's the worst fight I ever felt after a fight. I never felt nothing like that before. I came in, I was sore for 2 weeks. Head and body.
And you're not going back in the gym in those 2 weeks again, are you?
No.
How long do you recover after fights, like 12 round fights?
That fight?
Yeah.
I was a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Normal, I was out a couple of days. Go back to the gym after a couple of days. I used to love being in the gym. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
I love it, you know what I mean? You with the boys.
Yeah.
You have a week off with the family.
Yeah.
and then get back to the gym. You know, with the boys in the team. That's great. You know, but
Yeah.
that one, that fight, I
Needed
needed
more
some
time
time
off.
off. Yeah, I was too sore.
Yeah. At its peak, while you're training in training camp, how many hours do you have to spend in the gym? Like, what does that look like?
Say 2 hours. 2 hours in
2
the
hours,
gym.
yeah.
You know,
Is that one session or two sessions?
one
split up?
session,
Okay.
one session, and say on the road work and sprints where maybe say hour and a half. Give
An hour and a
yourself,
half.
you know.
So it's like 3.5 hour
Yeah,
days.
3 to 4 hour days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're finding, say, someone like Mundane, where it's a lot of media attention,
Yeah.
in your prep, at what point does that come in, and does that have an effect? No? It's all part of the whole.
Just enjoy it. It's to be fun, you know,
Yeah.
because it's just all part of the game.
Yeah.
It needs to be fun, you know. So
Yeah.
I was in Germany or I was overseas. They used to do we used to do shopping center training sessions in Japan, in Germany, wherever.
Yeah.
You know, Canada. I fought in many different countries. I was
Yeah.
lucky enough to travel and fight.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Croatia.
Wow.
Croatia got a huge shop center in Zagreb, in the
Yeah.
capital, and we done a boxing session in the middle of a shopping
Like
center.
a proper session.
Proper session, like you know,
Wow.
not, but
Yeah.
just for the cameras.
Cameras, yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's a buzz,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You know, doing that type of stuff in
Yeah.
different countries.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to fight in many different countries, so
Yeah.
blessed.
So you're well traveled, and I guess, like, you know, with boxing, it does take you to so many different places, get you to meet so many different
I
people,
went to places I never thought I'd ever go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and then it gives you the opportunity to meet so many different people.
yes, 100%.
Like you read Jeff Finnick's book,
Mm,
and then he's training you,
yeah,
and then, you know, arguably the greatest trainer, you know, in Australian boxing history,
That's
Johnny
right.
Lewis,
yeah,
who you're going to meet up with in a moment.
yep.
So you're around like the best of the best from the country. Like,
yeah,
if you look at it,
100%, yeah.
you know, Jeff at the time was
He's
the golden boy, really.
Four-time world
Four-time
bro.
world champion.
Four-time world champion, yeah.
Then he's got Johnny Lewis.
yeah,
Johnny Lewis trains Kosher Zoo
yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
So if you know, when you look at it, you fight Mundane, probably, you know, the best known boxer after Jeff Finnick to
Yeah.
come out of the country.
yeah.
So does it feel kind of surreal to have this kind of life to this point, or does it just feel like part of?
You don't think about it that
You
way.
don't think about it, yeah.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I made the choice to turn my life around. I made the choice when I got out of boys' home never to come back.
Mm.
I wanted to live this life. I
Yeah.
wanted to travel the world and fight the best.
Mm.
And I've been lucky enough to be involved in some TV shows where I've done some roles, and that was fun too.
Yeah.
So I've done this because I want to do this.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it, don't really care, but I'll live my life the way I want to live it. And now I'm doing something else I love doing, which is working with troubled youth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm mentoring, working with boys at boys' homes and schools. So I'm blessed doing that, you know. So
Yeah. Because you had to travel interstate too recently. Did you have to?
I'm going to Melbourne tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
For
yeah.
3 days. So
3 days there.
I've got some people over there that are interested in getting behind me.
Yeah.
And I may be opening a couple more doors for me as far as working with troubled youth. So
Yeah, awesome.
they're hearing about the work I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So it's good. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. So this seems to be like your next chapter in life, right?
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna fight again. So. I cheer the wife up sometimes.
Wait a second, Mike Tyson's going back to the gym up about that.
I know. But Mike's heavyweight.
How's he doing?
He's a
man?
beast.
He looks
man.
like he's
a
still
beast, bro. But
going
it's
hard,
with
man.
Mike. I think it's gonna be like he's gonna go hard for 1-2 rounds.
Yeah.
Then I'm sure hopefully he'll take him out within 1-2 rounds,
Yeah.
and that's it. Because
Yeah.
the guy don't deserve. Good on Jake Paul. He sells it. He's what a selling machine.
Yeah.
But hopefully he shouldn't be last more than 1-2 rounds.
Yeah.
If Mike goes in like Mike, we know Mike can do. So
When is that fight?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was lucky enough to meet Mike many times, and what a great guy. I love him, man. He's awesome.
What was he like?
Great. He was
like?
awesome, bro.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
It was good. Went to his gym every day when he was training. Went to his house. Great guy.
Was that in Vegas?
Vegas, yeah. Good
Yeah.
guy, man.
Yeah.
Really good guy, man.
Man, he's got an unbelievable boxing IQ as well, right? What a comeback, because he lost everything.
He switched on.
It looked like he was
Yeah.
like finished.
Yeah.
Now he's like the guy that everyone wants to watch and
Brother,
see everywhere around the world. Who would have thought like that, honestly?
He's interesting. He's an exciting, interesting person, bro.
Yeah.
He's just everything about him, man. He's a freak.
Yeah. You know what's kind of good about whatever sport you play?
Yeah.
What you don't realise, it doesn't matter what you do. If you stay in it long enough,
Yeah.
it comes around to give you more back later.
Yes.
Like, especially if you don't go down the wrong track by taking
100%,
drugs and doing the wrong things and
100%. Drugs
taking
are bad, man.
prescription drugs. Because how many boxers that have had a good career turn to drugs.
Yeah, I know. You know, you read about them.
Yeah,
Alcohol,
yeah,
drugs. They're losing money.
yeah. Like
Gam-
Jeff Harding was one of the
Gambling. It's unfortunate.
It's
man.
unfortunate that
Some guys
happens.
haven't got a good support system around them when they get
Yeah.
out. You know, when they get out of the sport, they don't know what to do. Money
Mm.
guys don't know what to do. I was lucky where I had I just
When did you get married? How old were you then?
I was 21, bro. I was young. I
21?
was young, yeah.
Wow.
I was young. Yeah, she's
When was you? How old?
she's a lucky woman.
She's
I was straight up.
Well, wait a second. She got you when you were at your best.
Yeah, man. She like I was man. We just.
How were you at that age?
We
21.
We knew. That's
yeah,
it.
You knew, yeah.
That's it. You know.
You know, yeah.
So we got married. The parents blessed.
Yeah.
Thank God the parents blessed us.
Yeah, wow.
Both sides. We got married. Got on with it. So
Yeah.
we got three good, healthy boys, and
Yeah.
we thank God. You know.
Yeah.
So,
No more kids.
brother, my youngest is 20. So no.
Grandkids is next.
My
right?
youngest is 20. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever the boys get married, that's another story.
Yeah. Yeah. And Australian boxing.
Healthy place.
Healthy, yeah.
Great.
You got Cambosis.
Got a lot of
you
good
got
boys,
your
man.
son.
A lot
you
of
got
good boys.
Zoo.
It's a lot of healthy, good boys. Like Liam Paris fighting for a world title come up.
Sam Goodman.
Yeah, Huss is up. Huss is doing some work with Sam Goodman's boys.
Yeah.
Now he's up at Liam Paris.
Yeah.
Sparring.
Yeah.
Great experience. So yeah, man.
I had Sam on the show.
Yeah. So mate, we got a lot of young.
Yeah.
This next couple, and plus the managers and the trainers now know how to deal.
Yeah.
I think my generation, we kind of taught the agents and the managers learned with us how to get around doing things. Now they're doing a lot easier.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more smart, a lot more easier for boys to get their opportunities. So it's good.
Yeah. And I did, you know, a lot of the times when you look at Jeff, you go, well, who's the next guy? Then you had like obviously Danny Green, Anthony Munday, and yourself. And every time a generation, well, Kosh's before them.
Yeah.
But every time a generation goes, they always go, oh, there's no one's going to come up. There's no one. There's flamboyant.
There's team there. George Cambosis is there. You got Liam Parra fighting for world title in coming months.
Yep.
In South America.
Yep.
We've got, mate.
There's a couple. There's
And we've got Jay Apatai.
That's right.
The
Jay
IBF
Apatai.
Cruiserweight world champion.
That's right.
Sorry, I forgot about him. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
Got some good, amazing fighters in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Got some boys over in Perth, mate. The place is buzzing, man.
Yeah.
So boxing in Australia is healthy.
Yeah.
For our number of people that live here compared to other countries, we're in a good place.
Yeah. Well, Nader, it's been great to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I didn't want to, go too far into the Marrickville Legends because you talked about a lot. We didn't talk about us.
Who are they, man? Never heard of them.
So how far up were you in the pecking order of the Marrickville Legends?
I remember nothing.
Nothing.
Leave it at that. I remember nothing. I'll leave it at that. But I mean, you know what? It was a bunch of kids that were just bored.
Yeah.
And just angry.
Yeah.
And we took it out on the world, and that's how it is.
Well, I grew up in East Lakes before that.
There you go. Wow.
I grew up in East Lakes before that, but I remember my brothers are 10 years older than me, so
Yes.
I remember they used to talk about. I can't remember but they used to talk about Marrickville back then. That was in the 80s.
Yeah.
That was in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, and
Or 90s.
I know 90s. Was there
89
anyone
up.
older than you guys too that were there?
Yeah.
There was always
there was some older boys that were in our group.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just
It was just, you know what it was.
bunch
When
of
you
bored
look at it
guys,
back
bro.
then,
Bored kids, nothing
yeah,
to
man.
do, nothing
Yeah.
like now.
Yeah.
There was nothing to do. We were just hanging out in the streets and the
Yeah.
parks,
Yeah.
and just bored, man.
Yeah.
And then I guess every area had that.
Every area.
And I
had it.
guess things just
You're right.
started
Yeah.
erupting, brawls, fights, gang fights, train fights on trains, and
Yeah.
and shopping centers. Like you know where to go to fight.
Yeah.
You go to the city, you're gonna punch on.
Yeah.
That's the way it was.
Well, mate, I just want to thank you for
you.
coming down, but I also want to pay respect to such an amazing career,
I
bro. Like, I mean, to have that many fights
Thank you.
at a high level, to be called to a world title fight, on a week's notice, it says a lot about you. It says a lot about your nickname, the Lionheart, because even when I watched the Mundane fight, I remember. You were in there. It was a great fight. You were going toe to toe.
Yeah, gave my best, bro, and he won, man.
And
we gave the crowd a great fight. So it was
the
great.
crowd and the camaraderie at the end between
Respect,
both
man.
of you, because you grew up in the same streets.
Yeah,
it was the
pretty
same
much,
fabric.
pretty
You know
much,
what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
And it goes to show like people like you, people like Anthony Marlin, people like him, Schaefer, and so many more.
100%.
What you guys actually do for the community and the young kids, and you are absolutely necessary, I believe.
Thanks.
And if you didn't go through what you went through in life, you wouldn't be the men that the community needs now.
For sure. That's why we hope to pass on to these young guys, man. Because the young guys are lost a little bit. So
Yeah.
we just show them, we explain our situation. Hopefully they can learn from us.
Yeah,
Make better choices in their lives.
100%. And the best place to reach you is on Instagram.
Anyway,
Instagram,
bro,
any
Facebook,
platform.
just
Just
private,
search Nader Hamdan and you'll see
private
everything.
message me on Facebook or
Yeah.
Instagram.
Well,
or
like we
whatever.
did, yeah.
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 Easy. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
like
Too easy, man.
All right, brother.
All right,
Thank you
brother.
very much.
Thank you very
man.
much.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. I appreciate it too. Thank you.
Thanks.